Hi folks, this is Alan Tyson for Lee Hill and Johnston Insurers. Well, we might as well go ahead and cut to the chase. 26 is more than 18, and we had 26. Eagle Nation, I gotta tell you, there were times last Saturday afternoon, especially in the second half, I felt like I was watching a soccer match. I mean, we ran up and down the field on those old boys. But every time we got close to the goal line, it seemed like we couldn't figure out a way to score a touchdown. Of our 7 trips to the red zone in the game, our birds could only manage to reach pay dirt one time. But in spite of the fact that we didn't accumulate a ton of points, mainly because of some mistakes and missed assignments, our Blue Birds of Prey did play the game the way it needed to be played against a main squad that wanted to throw the ball all over the yard. We rushed the ball very well, picking up 395 yards on the ground. And for the first time since 2012, we had 3 100-yard rushers in a game. We also stopped them from rushing it, holding the Black Bears to 52 yards on 21 carries, an average of 2.5 yards per tote. Even though we did allow 307 yards through the air, for the most part we played that bend don't break, and we allowed a pretty doggone good quarterback to only complete 50% of his passes. In addition, we controlled the clock, holding on to the ball for over 32 minutes in the contest. Was it pretty? Not really. Do I think there's some things we need to clean up? You bet I do. But the bottom line is this: we picked up a win against a top 10 FCS team that on any given day was probably good enough to beat us. And we did it without our best stuff. Folks, it's not always the ones you win when you're hitting on all cylinders. It's the ones you win when you're not. Time to put a little polish on it, Big Blue. As for today, our Eagles are playing an opponent from a P5 conference for the second time in 3 weeks, as they've traveled to the land of 10,000 lakes to play a football game for the first time ever. Our Birds will be going up against the University of Minnesota on the banks of the Mississippi River, hoping to run their record to 1-1 against teams from the Big Ten, having lost to Indiana in 2017. The Golden Gophers, who have 12 players from the state of Georgia on their roster, including their leading rusher and pass catcher, finished 2018 with a 7-6 record, including a 34-10 victory over Georgia Tech in the Quick Lane Bowl. They are 10-0 all-time against Sun Belt Conference teams and are carrying the longest non-conference winning streak in the nation at 17. They are 20-1 in their last 21 games against opponents not in the Big Ten and have won 11 straight at home against teams not in their league. These naked mole rats from the North Star State have struggled a bit in their first 2 games of 2019 against what would be considered lesser opponents. They have had a little trouble running the ball, averaging just under 3 yards per carry, though they've rushed it 51 more times than they've chunked it. On defense, these peons from Minneapolis-St. Paul are giving up an average of 28 points per game and allowed FCS's South Dakota State to pick up 5.1 yards per tote in the season opener. Folks, I got a feeling. It may be that the stars are lining up, or I guess it could be a little gas. I'm pulling for the former. But I believe if our men in blue don't have to run rabbits, sleep in a hollow log, drink swamp water, stand on their head and count BBs, or whistle Dixie backwards, they might just slip into Minneapolis and ambush this group of ground squirrels from the bread and butter state. Get after these Gophers aggressively, Eagles.
And folks, you just can't beat that. And you just can't beat Georgia Southern. And you ain't seen nothing yet.